melodrama before, there are some rules that you have to participate. The best kind of melodrama is an audience participation. It's a unique kind of play because you get to cheer for the hero and boo for the villain, and on all the other characters we want to hear you laugh, we want to hear you interact, and they've been trained to be able to give you a couple of lines back too as well. So it's a lot of fun. There's what they call the fourth wall, and in a melodrama it just doesn't exist anymore. What we do is, the name of the play is called Aside Ourselves with Grief, and an aside is when you step out and we're telling the audience what's happening, but everyone on the stage can't hear what I'm saying. That's, as long as this hand is up, it's silent back there. They have no idea what's happening, right? That's the magic of the melodrama. So we'll do that quite often. You'll hear what that happens to do, and particularly our aside character who does it the most is our villain, who sounds like this. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we want to hear. He's strong. He's got it. He's confident. He knows that those boos, he eats them for breakfast. So we're good, okay? And our hero. That's right. We want a good cheer for that hero. He likes to hear all those cheers for him. And our sweet, adorable Miss Heroine, Avery, sounds like this. That's right. You guys got this. And then we have a bunch of other characters up here too that are super fun. Part of your participation is we're going to do a sing-along. On the back of your programs, we've got the two songs we're going to sing, Daisy, Daisy, and then Home on the Range. Oh, we want Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer true. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. You're only a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you'll sleep upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
There's nothing wrong with the name that we've got.
But we named the town after a dog.
Spot, Idaho is a fine name.
This town is skinnier than a vegetarian at a barbecue.
Well, I like our small town.
Well, if we don't come up with some way to earn some money through taxes or tourist dollars, then we're gonna blow away in the next windstorm. How many times do we have to go over this cliff?
That was one time, and it wasn't even that big of a cliff.
Your name is... Wait. You fell over a cliff?
Of course not. I jumped. I was on my way through the pass when I saw Spot slip off the road.
I see. You jumped off a cliff for a dog.
It was the right thing to do.
You do know we come from a long line of villains, don't you?
Well, I know, Pa.
Then why do you insist on doing these heroics? Chopping wood, rounding up cattle, shoveling sidewalks, saving dogs.
Well, I can't help it, Pa. Maybe I wasn't born to be a villain.
Well, I know you're young, son, but there's no better feeling in this world than causing trouble. Why, when I was a tax collector, I bankrupted the children's hospital. And felt better than I ever had before. And then I was a lawyer. That was the life. Sued the children's orphanage for their terrible Christmas ornaments.
No.
I did. They kicked me out of town. Some of my best work. Which led me to your mother.
Bless her soul.
And Spot, Idaho.
Well, don't all that stuff make you feel bad?
Of course not. And fix your posture.
What's wrong with my posture?
A true wrongdoer never enters a room with his back straight. You're not even skulking. Grimace a little.
Like this?
Sometimes I think you're not even trying.
Well, I don't think I'm ever going to get this skulking thing down.
Don't say that. You just need the right teacher. What are you two doing here?
Celebrating Miss Stoneheart's retirement, of course.
Miss Stoneheart?
Well, couldn't you do that somewhere else? We're sort of in the middle of a father-son thing.
We would, but this is the only public building in town.
Where is she now?
Hello, Clifford.
Get her.
It is a pleasure.
What are you doing? Nothing.
Clifford always was a particularly jumpy student.
That was one time, and it wasn't even that big of a cliff.
Anyway, it looks like the whole town came to celebrate Miss Gladys Stoneheart.
On behalf of the student body, we would like to thank Miss Gladys Stoneheart for her years of service to our small town. She was the best teacher we had.
The only teacher we had.
Miss Gladys, would you like to say a few words? Yes, I would. I would like to thank you all for the many years of service I've been able to offer your small town. And I'd like to share with you the many fond memories I have of teaching your special children. But I can't, because they can't learn nothing. I think you mean can't learn anything.
Can't learn nothing is a double negative.
You see what I mean? Good luck with your next teacher. Saddle up my horse. I'm heading for stardom. Bright lights, my name in the marquee. Applause. I said applause. I think I'll be famous. Maybe even infamous. I don't think infamous means what they think it means.
Did she pronounce it right?
believe that you're afraid of a beautiful flower like Miss Gladys.
She's mean, Pa.
Well, it's no wonder you had a hard time in school. Wait a minute.
What is it, Pa?
Well, I learned how to be mean from my teachers. But Cliff here is simply too afraid of the lovely Miss Stoneheart.
I didn't catch that, Pa.
You weren't supposed to. But if I can find the right tutor, then I can turn my heroic son into the lowly villain that he was born to be.
I still can't hear you.
That is the entire point of an aside. Wait, that's it! I got it!
What have you got?
Well, it's not what I've got. It's what you've got.
What have I got?
You have got to go back to school.
What? But Miss Stoneheart said I couldn't read my way out of a paper bag.
Well, we'll have a new teacher this time. And if she does a good job, then you'll be like your old man in no time.
Not so bad.
What's wrong?
There was a mudslide on the pass last night, and I had to take the long way. But don't worry, it'll be fixed in no time.
Good. I'd hate for my Jackson to be too tired to walk me to school. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Is it time for school already, Susie?
Yes, sir.
Boy, I've heard of cities with a single church, but this sharing a single room is getting a little ridiculous.
Well, my dad has lots of buildings in his town.
Oh, is that right?
You've heard of Jackson Hole, haven't you?
Well, I reckon everybody's heard of Jackson Hole.
Don't mind Jackson Jr. He's just bragging. Even though he got kicked out of the school in Jackson for embarrassing his dad's name.
I told you that in confidence.
And I told them with confidence.
Charming. Well, you don't mind if my son joins your class today, do you? We want to welcome the new teacher to the best spot in the valley. See what I did there?
But Pa, I bet the new teacher is old and wrinkly and maybe even ugly.
Hi, Miss Sarah. Good morning, class.
You were saying,
Have I ever told you how much I have loved going along with your plans?
there's a good boy. Miss Sarah, you wouldn't mind if my son joined your class today, would you?
Not at all, Mr. Mayor.
You know, once I get my way, this town will be even bigger than Jackson Hole.
Sorry, what was that?
He does that all the time. I haven't a clue what he is talking about.
Let's start where your last teacher left off. Steve taught us the 3 R's. I'm not familiar.
You don't know the 3 R's?
Only one of those starts with R. It looks like I have my work cut out for School days, is more complicated math than even I can do.
What can I say? My folks always said I got some serious noise.
What?
She said she's smart.
Oh,
Jackson Jr. always knows what I mean to say. That's right.
I guess.
Walk me home.
I live over the pass, and you live all the way out in...
Walk me home!
If I walk you home, it'll be after dark before I get to my home. Besides,
I wasn't asking.
So, reading, writing, numbers, and science.
Are you trying to sound smart?
Well, that depends. Is it working? No.
Is the sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle equal to the square root of the remaining side?
Yes.
For a right triangle?
Yeah, of course, as opposed to a wrong triangle.
I love it when you do that.
Do what?
Play with words.
What kind of play doesn't have words?
You're funny.
So, listen. Now that the class is over, I was wondering if you'd like to grab a bite to eat.
Why, Cliff, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were asking me out.
Oh, we don't have to go out.
Ah, so this is the school teacher, huh? Très joli, très joli.
And who are you?
Victor Pierre owns
Victor.
Victor Pierre. Owns the best restaurant in the whole town.
Where is it?
Ici, right here, mademoiselle.
Here.
Oui. You don't expect me to set up my restaurant in a church, do you? Now, what can I get you two to eat?
What's good, Pierre?
Why, everything on the menu.
Can we see the menu?
You are looking at it.
Pierre has the whole menu memorized. Ain't that right?
Oui.
You mind telling me what's on it?
Don't mind her, Pierre. She's new.
So, would you like to order?
May we?
Well, mais oui!
We'll have the chicken and potatoes.
Marvelous. Now, would you mind sharing a plate? I only have one clean one.
Miss Sarah?
Why not?
Excusez. Et voilà!
That was fast.
Well, it should be. There's the only thing we cook here.
And that's why Pierre has the whole menu memorized.
This is delicious, Pierre.
Merci.
Pierre used to cook back east, didn't you?
Eh oui.
What brought you up here?
Oh, it was the love of adventure. The great outdoors. Why, there is nothing finer than Les Grands Tétons.
Yeah, he bought a map that was supposed to lead him to a deposit of gold, but it led him right here instead.
Must be the spot.
be nice if a certain someone offered to walk me home.
Yeah, that'd be real nice of somebody, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Monsieur Cliff, may I speak to you for a moment?
What about?
It is a matter most delicate, very private.
Are you sure you don't want to talk to the doctor about this?
Just get over here. Monsieur Cliff, you must ask Mademoiselle if you can walk her home.
What? Why?
She is begging you to do it.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
How do you know?
Because the older you get,
Why didn't she just ask?
it is not proper for Mademoiselle to ask Monsieur to walk her home. You must do it.
Well, little Susie asks.
Stella, she is the kind of woman who must be wooed.
What does that mean?
You must woo her. Mr. Cliff was just telling me that he would like to walk you home.
Would you like me to walk you home?
Yes, thank you.
Ah, young love, it is so sweet, but it can be so painful. Reminds me of a song. And once again, I'm going to give up the French and do it in the Western. I told you that I loved you. You said that was so good. I called you my darling. I thought I always would. But now you've gone and left me, and I don't know what to do. And so, my little darling, I wrote these words for you. You done stomped on my heart, and you mashed that sucker flat. You just sort of stomped on my aorta. Started going out, guys, and I felt ripped apart. Every step you took was a stomp upon my heart. Well, I only hope that one day you'll get them low-down blues, and in some smoky honky-tonk you'll look down at your shoes. And you'll think about that tender heart that you squished beneath them soles. With those clod-busting stompers, you left my heart so full of holes. You done stomped on my heart, and you mashed that sucker flat. You just sort of stomped on my aorta. Started going out with guys, and I felt us drift apart. And every step you took was a stomp upon my heart. Yes, every step you took was a stomp upon my heart. you are. A mudslide.
Here, is that actual rocks?
Oui. So, what is the grand occasion?
Little does my simple restaurant owner
You
know.
will have to speak up or I cannot hear what you're saying.
How do none of you understand the point of an aside? I literally do them all the time.
Yes, yes, and we have been meaning to talk to you about that. But every time we bring it up, you get, how you say, sensitive, angry. If you keep talking to people who are not there, you're going to go crazy, if he's not already. No, come on, Nami, no.
Yeah, go home.
But I have the multi-purpose building until after 3.
Well, I need it for mayoral purposes.
Fine. Business was slow anyway.
Now that there's no one to interrupt, I can finally tell you what I plan to do. I am going to change the name of the town to Jackson with an X.
I kind of like it.
Right? Well, it's perfect, and I'll tell you why. Because half the time, no one bothers to say Jackson Hole, and no one really reads a map anymore. Who said that? No one reads a map, I said. So, visitors will be so confused they will have no choice but to come to our town. Tax prices will skyrocket, and tourists will bring all of their spending money to us.
We have enough tourists.
We need their money.
What are you going to spend it on?
After all, you know what they say, X marks the spot.
That's not accurate.
It was a joke. At least one of you has a good sense of humor. I heard of that. Well. Not since they named the two towns Teton and Teton. Say it again. Yes, Teton and Teutonia. I got it! Not since they named the two towns Teton and Teutonia has there been a name so misleading. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd if I were a wealthy man. Hi, Pop. How many times have I told you not to interrupt me when I'm wah-ha-haing?
I'm sorry, Pop. But we can't change the name of the town. In class today, we talked about the intellectual property law. And you can't just take a name like that.
That's I know what that is as a lawyer. But I promise you that this plan is technically legal.
Well, even if it's technically legal, it ain't right.
Yeah.
Well, if that won't work, then we'll just have to think of some way to get the name of the original
Oh, Davy Jackson will never agree to that. He dug that hole with his own 2 hands.
Davy Jackson found a valley and called it a hole. Watch out. It's not that deep.
You're the mayor of a beautiful little town. Why do you want to ruin it by being all dastardly? Hit him with a shovel.
You're fine, right? Well, your grandfather wanted me to be a low-down, good-for-nothing villain. It's a family tradition. And I thought that I could turn you into a low-down villain like myself, but your mother,
Bless her soul.
yes, was right. Born to be good.
She said that?
She did. And why she married a crook like me, I'll never know.
Money.
Hey now. I think that it's because she knew that underneath this cloak that probably should be washed, and all those schemes, was a man who could be good.
That's not true.
You can do it.
Wannabe.
You're not such a scoundrel.
You take that back.
When was the last time you did something evil?
Well, I did start a VRBO last year.
That's not exactly evil.
But I lied about the view of the Tetons, and it's nowhere near the trails. And I don't wash the sheets between visitors.
Well, that may be gross, but it's not exactly evil.
Thank
We're trying to change him here. Be on my side. It's not evil.
Nasty.
you. So it's been a while. What is that teacher putting in your head?
Well, I don't know. But when I'm around her, things just make sense.
And where do you think you're going?
Well, I'm going home.
I need you to stay here and help me with my evil plan.
But I got school in the morning, Pa.
Skip school.
Don't skip school.
That's where you learn to be evil. Well, now what?
I ain't no villain. I'm a villainess. I know what.
What are you doing here? I thought you retired.
I still live here. I heard you plan about making the town bigger, and I want in.
You, listen to my asides?
No.
It's hard not to. You do them all the time. Anywho, that Jackson Hole thinks they're so special. I was heading over there for an audition, and they had the nerve to turn me away. My intellectual smarts was wasted on the young. My effervescent persona transcends the bounds of small-town America, and I simply must take my place at the head of the dramatic arts with Aristotle, Marlowe, and Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question.
You know how lovely you sound when no one understands what you're saying.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, the plan is that we will change the name of the town to Jackson, with an X.
Why name it Jackson when we can name it Jackson Hole?
Well, Davy Davy Jackson. Tiny David. Probably never go with that.
Oh, I think he will, if we take something important to him and hold it ransom.
But what's important to Davy Jackson?
Isn't it obvious?
Yes.
The hole?
Need I remind you, Miss Gladys, that I am a man of intellect?
You really have no idea where I'm going with this, do you?
Not a clue.
We kidnapped Jackson Jr.
But I can't break the law. I was a lawyer. So, when we kidnapped Davy Jackson's son, Jackson Jr., Davy Jackson will have no choice but to give us the name of the town. It's brilliant! Brilliant, I say!
Thank you. Saddle up, Buttercup. Let's ride.
Ma tried to wash her gardens last, but she couldn't get them clean. So she thought she'd soak them in a bucket of benzene. Well, that worked all right. It did the trick. She wrung them out to dry, and then she wondered what to do with all that bucket loaded with high explosive residue. She knew that it was dangerous to scatter it around, for Grandpa liked to throw his lighted matches on the ground. Somehow, she didn't dare pour it down the kitchen sink. So what to do with it? Poor old Ma just couldn't think. Then nature seemed to give the clue, for down the garden lot, she spied the edifice that graced the solitary spot. The palace of necessity, the family joy and pride, enshrined in morning glory vine, with graded seats inside. Much like that cabin that Goldilocks found, occupied by three, but in this case, B-E-A-R was spelled B-A-R-E. A tiny seat for baby bear, a medium for Ma, and a full-size section sacred to the bear of old Grandpa. Well, Ma was mighty glad to get that worry off her mind, and hefting up that bucket so combustibly inclined, she hurried down that garden lot to that palace so discreet, and poured that liquid menace clean through the center seat. What are you two doing down there? Said Brooks. The next morning, Grandpa rose. He made himself a hearty meal. He sniffed the air and said, "By golly, how full of beans I feel. Darned if I ain't as fresh as paint. My joy would be complete with just a quiet session on my usual morning seat. To smoke me pipe and meditate. Maybe write a poem. For that's the time when bits of rhyme get jigging in me dome." He sat down on that special seat, slick shiny by his age. It's a family show, his age. Looking like Walt Whitman, just a silver-whiskered sage. He packed his corn cob to the brim and tapped it snugly down, and chuckled to himself, "Of a perfect day, I reckon, this the crown." He lit the weed. It soothed his need. It was soft and sweet. And then he dropped that lighted match clean through the center seat. His little grandchild, Rosaline, cried from the kitchen door, oh Ma, come quick, I heard a dreadful roar. Oh, Mommy dear, I see the sheet of flame, it's rising higher and higher. Oh, Mommy dear, I sadly fear our comfort cot's caught fire. Poor Ma was thrilled with horror at the words of Rosaline, for she thought of Grandpa's lighted matches and that bucket of benzene. So down the garden, geared on high, she ran with all her power, for regular was Grandpa. She knew this was his hour. You know about that, sir. They peered into the furnace, now roaring, soaring fire. Perchance, old Grandpa's pyre But as them twain expressed their pain, they heard a hearty cheer. Behold, the old rapscallion squatting in the duck pond near, his silver whiskers singed away, a gosh almighty wreck, with half a yard of toilet seat entwined around his neck. He cried, "You can hear the ruckus that I made! Scared me nearly half to death, but I hope you weren't too afraid. Now I best be crawling out of this dog blasted wet, for I aim to figure out what the deuce I am."
Miss Sarah. I heard that. Mrs. Cliff. Now, what's Cliff's last name?
Spot.
Yay!
What you writing?
Nothing.
Well, that ain't true.
Sure it is.
Now that's how you write nothing.
So it is.
I brought these for you.
I'll go get some water for these. Mr.
Sarah. Oh, hi, Pierre.
Bonjour.
What are you doing here?
I have to do dishes. I have a company of 4 coming, and they do not want to share plates. Better question is, what are you doing? Is that all?
No.
Oh, you like Mademoiselle, don't you?
Is it that obvious?
There's nothing to be embarrassed about, monsieur. Why, you are the finest, bravest garçon in the valley. She'll be lucky to have you.
Why, thank you, Pierre.
Oui.
Cliff!
I ain't in love with Miss Sarah. Who told you that?
I don't have time for your adorable romance. We gotta find Jackson Jr.
What happened?
He didn't walk me to school this morning.
No, I mean to your list.
This very serious and urgent situation must have given me just the right motivation to overcome my speech impediment.
Well, that's great, Susie.
How is any of this great? Jackson Jr. didn't walk me to school.
And he always walks Miss Susie to school.
You don't suppose he's missing, do you?
He has to be. There's no other explanation. He always walks me to school. And he wouldn't just stop for no reason.
Yes, he would.
Unless he doesn't walk with me anymore.
Or worse.
Pierre doesn't mean he doesn't like you anymore or worse. He just means maybe something happened to him. Like he could be,
Sick?
oh yeah.
Or he might have got caught in a mudslide.
That's gotta be it. Jackson Jr.'s caught in a mudslide.
Well, at least he is not tied to the railroad tracks. This is not a melodrama.
Listen, Pierre and I will ride over to Jackson to go check on it. Will that help?
Yes, there is a commuter wagon leaving any moment. If we hurry, we can get to the other side and back before dark.
These are beautiful, Cliff. Cliff? Susie, where's Cliff?
He went off with Pierre to go find Junior. He didn't walk me to school this morning, and they think something terrible has happened.
I'm sure he's
Listen up. This here's a kidnapping.
I thought you retired.
I still live here.
Junior, you're safe.
No, I'm not.
What are you talking about, silly goose?
I'm tied up.
But you look good.
He is our hostage. And with his help, what are you? Okay. We have two hostages. Okay. They are our hostages. Mostly with Jackson Jr.'s help, we shall make this town the biggest in the territory.
You too, little teacher. This town's about to be the biggest in Idaho.
I'm glad you asked. I'll tell you how. You see, when I kidnapped Jackson Jr.,
We can't hear you.
right. Now I can finally tell everyone about our wicked plan. By holding Jackson Jr. ransom, we will get his father to give us the name of the town.
That is the worst plan I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yes.
I thought it was all right.
Don't listen to her, Marvin.
That would never work.
And why not, my overly educated school mom?
Jackson Hole isn't big and successful because it's got a good name. Wait, why is Jackson Hole so popular?
I don't know. We've got Whole Foods.
Better make
This plan will save the town and make it the biggest in the territory. More people means more taxes, and more taxes means more money, and more money means more taxes. I'll be rich, and this town will be. We will be rich. And this town will be the richest in the county.
What's going on here?
How did you get back so fast?
Well, I had a feeling that something wasn't right, and clearly, I was right.
I forgot my bus pass.
You aren't seriously still trying to steal the name, are you, Pa? Why don't you just settle on sharing the county name or something?
No, this is the only way to get what we want.
Let them go.
You keep your distance. I'm an expert in stage combat.
You do not have to tell me more than once, sir.
We're going to change the name of the town, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. bygones be bygones. I promise to be good now.
No.
You kidnapped somebody, and you pointed a gun at me.
It wasn't a real gun.
She is right. It is a toy.
It is not a toy. It is a prop.
Well, even so, you'll have to spend some time in jail until you've paid your debt to society.
Curses.
I can't go to prison. I have an audition next week. I'm super glad you're safe for real now.
I'm glad you're safe too. And I'm kind of glad you got your list back too.
Seriously? You are?
Do you want the whole town to hear?
Of course I do.
Wowzer, Susie.
Let's take your father and the old
Tax.
school teacher to the jailhouse.
What do you mean, take him?
You do have a jailhouse, don't you?
Poor woman.
Bring it out!
We really need more buildings in this town.
That's what I'm saying. We need more money if we're going to make the town grow.
Now, if only there was a way to make a town grow.
Only this map was real and could lead us to the motherlode.
Wait a second, can I see that?
What?
She wants to live in your map.
Didn't she not say that?
It's in Pig Latin. And if you remove the S's and add the longitude and latitude numbers, you can see it says here, X marks the spot, a gold mine.
It is the Latin before. Why did I not see that before? Why, there is gold under the very building where we are standing.
X does mark the spot.
What can I say? I've got some serious smarts.
She said she's smart.
Does that mean what I think it means?
What do you say, Pierre?
I think this town is going to get bigger.
What do you think we should build first? A restaurant?
A schoolhouse.
A serious glamour.
She said a jailhouse.
Oh,
How about a Whole Foods?
Pierre's home food.
Or a mayoral mansion. Fine, we could do a courthouse or something.
Or a theater.
I think as much as we love this town, we could build it all. We could even have a playhouse.
And I could be a star.
After I paid my debt to society.
It could happen.
No cat.
Well, that settles it. We'll put in the work and make this the best spot in the whole valley. Maybe even rename it after Victor Pierre. After Victor Pierre, the man who saved it.
What? Now it's okay to rename the town? Ha!
Cliff, this might sound silly, but what's your last name?
Oh, it's Hanger.
Your name is Cliff wonderful time. You were the best audience we've had so far.
You know,
It was opening night. So.